Hi there, and welcome to my Stellaris Let's Play Advanced Strategy Tips and Tricks. This is episode 12. In this episode, I'm going to look at balancing amenities, more technology, and even more planetary micromanagement. I hope you enjoy the episode. Here we are in the League of Isavera, and we have a number of planets. We are colonizing a new world. We have some friendly neighbors. Just turn on diplomatic map mode and then opinions map mode. We have some friendly neighbors and some slightly less friendly neighbors. Still, nobody hates us. We have the galactic community, where we are third most powerful in theory. We're slightly over our admin capacity, but that is fine. And let's get going. If I check my trade route map mode, I have absolutely no piracy, and I've got all of my systems completely protected from trade. Now on this planet I have an open building slot, a number of miners, but I don't need all of those miners. I've got plenty of minerals, so I'm now going to look at which building I want to build here second. Well, I definitely don't need more consumer goods right now, as I'm not having to currently buy any. I think I might even be selling some. I'm not currently producing any any motes or anything like that, so I'm going to take the volatile motes. That's going to be my building here. That will increase my economic diplo weight, as well as some other things. Now, so I have the technology to build the upgraded research buildings, which is good. At this point of the technologies available, I'm actually going to take the applied quantum physics. I want this extra 20% bonus to my research. It's going to put my research up. I'm not at war, I don't need deflectors. I've just started building some buildings which will produce these exotic motes, so I don't need that. Archaeology skill is pretty crap, and I don't need improved reactors on my ships yet. So a plus 20% bonus to research is definitely what I want to take. And I'm getting a plus 72% overall, which turns my plus 97 into plus 167. So I'm going to push through this in about 4 years, just under. Fine. And what have we got? Our Pangalactic Recycling Initiative. Well, I don't really want it to pass. I'm going to vote for it because that'll give me a diplomatic bonus to my whoever had proposed it. The United Fex Clanger regime. Yeah. So if I pass their proposal in the Senate, in the galactic community, then I will get a bonus to my relations with them. Which is fine. It's going to pass anyway. I might as well take the bonus. Here is that special project. So I have completed it. I've gained the option improved destroyer hulls. Now, if we actually look at that in our technology tree, we'll see that not only have I gained it, I've gained it with only 1 month left. So I'm going to be taking this in just a minute to complete it. Once I've done this, so I'm going to basically get 2 technologies at the moment in a space of a few months, which is really good. It's going to increase my technological weight. Here I will build the robot assembly plants first, and then I'll upgrade my planetary capital. That planetary capital upgrade will balance out my amenities issue. Not that -1 is really a big issue, and it's also going to increase my housing. And the robot assembly plant is definitely required because I want to increase the pop growth on my planet, on all of my planets. And I've finished another research option. Fantastic. So I've completed this star hole technology. Oh, I could take cruisers though. Actually, at this point, this is going to be here for a while, but cruisers might not roll again. The random number generation might not bring it up. So cruisers is definitely a really good technology to take. It could also be good to take space torpedoes. Zero-G refineries would be good. I've got quite a few star bases down here with quite a few mining bases. but I'm going to take cruisers for that. Sweet, sweet cruisers. So cruisers are a much better ship. I'm going to be able to build, well, I don't currently have it, but I will get fighters. Now, there's an interesting build of fighters that you can have, which is where cruisers with carriers, basically, so with fighters on, if you have the correct combat computer for carrier range, you can engage enemy star bases without taking any losses, because you can sit outside their maximum engagement range and fight them, which is terrific. It means you can build a small fleet of a couple of carriers, and they can zoom around at the back in a war and kind of pick up the opposing star bases at no risk to themselves. They won't take any casualties, there won't be any losses. It's great. And at this point, actually, I'm just going to swap my scientist out for this one, because I'm going to get it. This guy is going to give a much faster research speed. So this has gone up to 70, getting an extra plus 15 and plus 10 there. So it's always important to make sure you keep checking on your scientists and swap them around. Now I'm going to put the scientist who was there back in the game, and we'll keep going. Fantastic, so I've completed that one. There should be another one that has spawned somewhere. Where is it? Apparently in this game I'm not allowed to complete the Zroni archaeological precursor chain, which is very sad. It would be nice to get all of that extra Zro. Here I have some interesting choices with my society research. So, tile blockers, as I've mentioned before, that's not really going to be very useful, and it's not going to help me at the moment because I've got no need for it. I don't need to unblock any of these planets. Xenodiplomacy, that's going to not only increase my diplo weight by 10%, it's also going to allow me to build the embassy complex, so I'll get an additional envoy. So I can actually get plus 20% to my diplomatic weight in the Senate with that technology. A reduction in crime and a small increase in amenities is fine, but crime's not really an issue. The living state +1 faction influence gain. That's great, but not only that, there is the deep space black site. This allows you to not only produce 1 unity, which is nice, but you can put 5 extra stability on any planet, on all the planets in that system. So deep space black site's actually a really good one. Sonic theory is nice, it's alright. It's not a great bonus actually, but if we wanted to go for the psionic ascension, it would be fine. This dread encampment, I don't really want to build that yet, it's not really that useful. Off-world trade companies is kind of crap. If I had a small problem with my economy, then it might be useful, but I don't have any small issues in my economy. I'm pretty much booming, so that's not really necessary. So it's really a choice between living state and xenodiplomacy. Well, in this case, I'm going to take xenodiplomacy. I don't really have an issue with my influence generation right now, and I really want to become the most powerful empire by diplomatic weight, and this will help me do that. So, as I've predicted, I have some new robot pops on this planet, which is fantastic. I've started with an extra 4 robots. Yep, I'll go with energy there, and then let's just pause for a second so we can go and look at some of our planets, because we've got lots of open building slots, which means there's lots of interesting choices. Let's start with this world. This world I'm going to upgrade that building there, and I probably want to build a research district on this planet. Here I am going to build an exotic gas refinery, and then on this planet I'm going to build another mining district, just to really specialize down that mining route. Then over here, well, I'm actually going to build a holo theater. Now, the reason I'm building this holo theater is that it's going to, as I keep growing pops here, I'm going to get more and more negative amenities. And once I get up to 20 population, I'll unlock my next building slot, at which point I could build something else. I don't want to get to that point. I don't want to lose all that stability. I'm getting a nice amount of unity, some energy from this planet, and some alloys. So I don't want to drop my stability down to 30 or 40%. That would, instead of gaining an extra 14%, I'd be probably losing somewhere in the region of 10 to 20. So that's a 20 or 30% swing in output. So the holo theater is going to go in, and that's going to help balance my amenities issue. The reason I don't have an issue with amenities on this planet is that most of the population here, at least a quarter, or to a third, are robots. Robots at this point have no usage, or not no usage, but they have a half usage for amenities, as opposed to my regular pops, which have a usage of 1.2, which has gone up from the Arctic world. So that's why here I've managed to put 3 buildings in without having to build the additional building, the Hollow Theatre. But on that other planet, I'm not going to be able to do that. Over here, though, I'm not at -1. I'm going to build, hopefully, this exotic gas refinery, and then what I'll probably do is I'll take the decision, distribute luxury goods. Actually, I'll do that now, just so it's done. And that's going to bump my amenities up to 5, which is enough to have an extra 4 or 5 population on here. So that's fine. And then looking at I'm now going to take faith in science. That's going to reduce my consumer good output. Fantastic. Now we are about to be getting exotic gases. Brilliant. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm just going to buy up enough exotic gases that I can upgrade a couple of research labs on my capital. Because I want to really keep trying to pump up that research. So I'm going to be taking some jobs away from workers, and they're going to jump straight into research, which will be great. Now I have my classic specialist problem here. I will build... So at this point now, I'm getting a 30% technology cost. I'm actually going to build an administrative office. Just going to try and reduce that down a bit. An extra... that administrative office is going to add an extra +20 to my administrative cap. At around 30 is where I would say you want to start knocking it down again, for sure, +30%. And then now looking at my physics research, so I could take the energy grid, that's kind of okay. Better sensors, that will improve my ability to hit things and let me get more information about the galaxy and view more, which is great. I don't need more survey speed. I don't need better point defense. Increased research output would be all right. And actually, that's a more immediate concern than increased sensors. So I'm going to take the research station. So we passed that vote in the Senate, which reduced our economic impact. Fantastic. I mean, that's actually quite bad for us. We have the biggest economy in the game right now of the civilized nations that we've discovered. There might be another nation up here that we don't know about, but possibly not. So now I'm at +18 amenities. That's giving me an extra 15% happiness. Wow. So I'm at 92, which puts me up to 85% stability. That's also going to massively increase it's going to have increased my weight from population. 254 as opposed to 148 and 286. They're apparently quite happy over here. The United Fex Glanger regime. Well, they've got 120 pops, I suppose. And if we go to our contact log, we can sort by relative power and take a look at what the other empires around us are doing. So the top 2 are the Holy Guardian and the Marauder Empire, so they're complete NPCs, not really equivalent to us. Then we have someone with 5 planets and 90 pops, 6 planets and 122 pops. We're here on 7 planets, which is good, 6 planets and 5 planets. So we've got the most planets, so we're probably having the most pop growth. Right, well, let's reduce the number of clerks down to 0. And we want to make sure we're still producing the right amount of food. Great. This is now going to push our science up quite a bit. Now we're at 370. With our bonuses, that's going to be something quite high per month. So that's 200 roughly per month for each of the categories with our different research progress speeds, which is great. And now we're going to have our xenodiplomacy will finish, which will mean that we're going to go up again in the Senate in terms of our diplomatic ranking. And now we're going to have some choices. So I'm actually going to take the habitability here. So what have I got available? I've got the global defense grid, so I can build fortresses. Fortresses are great. They provide FTL blockers, which is really good. That's fantastic. FTL blockers are great because they're going to prevent other fleets from flying through, so you can build fortress worlds which will need to be taken by an enemy in order for them to continue moving through your territory. So actually a fortress world on the edge of your space, or more specifically a fortress habitat later on in the game, is the most powerful defensive measure, because a station is just going to go away. Fleets can be killed. You can lose fleets quite easily, especially by mistake, or if someone declares war on you by surprise. But a fortress world either has to be invaded or cracked, or shielded, or neutron swept, or a Colossus has to be used on it. So that's really quite good. But I don't need that yet. Interstellar Traditions, that's going to allow me to build the Fleet Academy, so I'll get better ship starting experience, which will make my ships better. And the Naval Logistic Office, which is going to increase the naval cap bonus that I get from building anchorages by +2. That's okay. Habitability +5% though is going to increase the resource output of all of my pops on all the planets except my homeworld by 2.5%. It's also going to reduce their amenities usage by 2.5%, and it's going to reduce their upkeep by 2.5%. That's great. I really want to take that, and it's cheap. Effective bureaucracy, well, I'm over, but I'm only at 23%. It's not that big a deal. I don't need the tile blocker, and as usual, these two I'm going to ignore. So atmospheric filtering is definitely where it's going to happen. So on this world here, on my capital, I've upgraded so far one, and I'm going to upgrade a second research complex to use up both of the exotic gases that I am producing on another planet. Now, the reason I've upgraded them is because I couldn't build any more buildings here. I built the robot assembly plant, which I really need to increase my pop growth. So now I am getting a total of 5.3 on this planet, which is really good. But I do need to balance my consumer goods there. Let's get on with that. Too many. There we are. It should hopefully balance that. Given that I'm buying so many, I should probably think about over here building another civilian industries, but I've got a slight amenities issue. That might be countered by using... In the short term I can use distribute luxury goods. Yeah, that will probably do the trick. And I'm just checking all my planets to make sure I've not got anywhere with 0 jobs available. And at my homeworld I am definitely going to upgrade this starhold. That'll be good. So upgrading this starhold, I can start building some extra shipyards there. And I've finished some more research. Fantastic. Now I've got cruisers. Doing nanocircuit assembly is pretty useless because I haven't got any crystals. Oh, I don't need to upgrade. I don't need an extra 3 of those jobs. I just actually need 1 more right now to balance my consumer good usage. Increased hull points on the convets are fine. Flat cannons, I don't really need them right now. A bonus to my mineral output from miners would be quite good. Ion thrusters would increase my ship speed across the board, which is nice. I'm actually going to take the destroyer hulls here just so I can re-roll it, because this is just going to take 1 month and then I'll get to have another look. Because what I really want to have is the fighter technology. So looking here, I have advanced combat computers, that's really good. That's going to double the bonuses I get on my combat computers. Increased energy from my ship's core, the fusion reactor is going to go to cold fusion, that's fine. Improved deflectors, that's kind of necessary. Mote harvesting, well, I don't think I've got anywhere where I have the ability to exploit this resource naturally. So I don't really need that right now. I'm going to take the improved deflectors because it's cheapest. I don't need the more important combat technologies just yet. And then here I am definitely going to take the increased mining station output. This is a very early game tech that I've not really taken till now, and that's going to be quite fast. So I really like to zoom through that one. And then what's on the Senate floor? Well, it's cooperative research channels. That's great. We want that one. And now we are The most powerful member of the galactic community. Well, that's fantastic. That brings this episode to an end. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you've got any feedback, please leave a comment. And if you'd like to see more content like this, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.